my name is Kristen and this is Kristen Craves Books. So you can probably tell I'm in a different location. If you've been around the channel for a couple of years, you will know that I typically spend some of July, all of August, and a little bit of September at my parents' condo by the beach. And my number one priority when I'm here is to read as much as I can. I do my best physical reading here. So when I pack a lot of books. I leave clothes here all year round, so that's fine. And you'll see a lot of probably these Detroit Lions t-shirts. So that's just what it is because I prioritize the books I'm gonna bring. And in August, there are 2 readathons I'm participating in, so you're gonna hear about those in my TBR. I know there's probably some things happening in September as well, so I just need to be prepared. And I'm a mood reader at heart, so lots of romance. There's a lot of books that I bought saving for this moment to read on the beach, so I had to bring them. It's a lot. Obviously my parents know that I need an entire TBR cart for all of the books that I bring every year, so I do have this empty, so I will just slowly fill it up as I share all the books with you. I'm not going to go into too much detail. You're probably going to hear about these books a lot as I read them because they're the only ones I have access to, but you know me, I'll be listening to audiobooks and ebooks that I don't have. That's just the way it goes. But I will start with my current read, and this is what I love, these book covers. This is the one from FairyLoot. I do find these handy to bring to the beach and to travel with. So right now on the beach I am reading Miss Percy's Travel Guide to the Welsh Moors and Feral Dragons by Quenby Olson. I'm only about 120 pages in. This is the sequel to Miss Percy's Travel Guide to the Care and Feeding of British Dragons, which was one of the Spiffbo finalists last year and I loved, so I'm so excited to be reading the sequel. This one's even sweeter because this follows a woman in her 40s who inherits a dragon age, and the dragon is born in the first one, but he's getting older in this one and just getting sweeter and sweeter, but into more trouble. So it's a good one, and romance is slowly brewing. So that is my current read. I won't put that on the cart. I'll put that back in my book thing here. And I should show you how much I brought just to give you an idea. I have this huge bag full of books, and then this tote, also from FairyLoot. So FairyLoot's pulling through for me travel-wise. So the first one I have is Soulless. This is by Kale Gallagher, and this is a special illustrated edition. I love the illustrations throughout here, and part of the romance readathon is reading historical romance, which is not my favorite genre. Not that it's not my favorite, I just haven't really dipped my toes into it too much. So this looks like a good one to start with because even though it is historical romance, there are vampires. So I think that's going to be a win for me, and it's been recommended to me. So I feel good about that one. What else do I have in here? At this point, I don't even remember. I was just shoving books, throwing books in here knowing that I needed them. Okay, this one is, I actually brought a FairyLoot book with me, which I don't normally like to bring my special editions around, but I am buddy reading this with Kate in August. So we say we always put these buddy reads together for FairyLoots, and then we don't do it, but we're determined. So I grabbed my beautiful edition, mostly because we want to see if we like this before we order the special edition of the sequel. So that needs to happen. So that's there, and I think that's also a romance, so that would count. My Arc of the Invisible Hour by Alice Hoffman. I'm in the middle of this one, and I need to finish it before August 1st, but I do have time, so I need to get to that. I love Alice Hoffman, and I'm really enjoying that so far. Part of the romance readathon is their buddy reads, and one of them is Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. And I don't know, I've had this for ages and just haven't had an opportunity to pick it up, so now is the perfect time. I went to the bookstore the week before I came here and I only bought one book, but of course I had to bring it with me, and this is Can't Spell Treason Without Tea by Rebecca Thorne. This is a cozy fantasy, and that is perfect for the beach. And I just have a good feeling about this one, and I was surprised to find it at like my chain bookstore here in Canada at Indigo because it is self-published, so that was exciting to see. And I wish I had a sequel because I probably would have bought that as well. But yeah, this is perfect for the beach and I'm excited about that. The last one in this bag is A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley. You can see a theme in here. I'm having a lot of like fantasy romance, a lot of cozy vibes. The sequel to this actually comes out this year, even though this is a 2023 release as well. And these kind of things I always love, especially on the beach. It is a witchy rom-com with a really fun title. It's gonna work for me, I just know it. And something about August leading into September is when I like to start picking up these kind of things, so it was perfect. And look at that, one bag done already, so maybe I didn't bring as much as I thought. Oh no, this one is heavy. This one is definitely heavy. These two here are ones I've had on my shelves for ages, and I've been so tempted to read them, but was saving them for the beach because I just knew that would be the better experience. And the first one is Something Wild and Wonderful by Anita Kelly, who wrote Love and Other Disasters, which got mixed reviews, but I really, really loved. And I just have this feeling that Anita Kelly is going to become a favorite author. I am going to leave up the cover. I forget what the book is called, but they did a cover reveal for their 2024 release, and it looks adorable as well. So I think that they're going to be an auto-buy author for me. And this is a male-male romance that takes place on a hike. So that just sounds cute to me, and I've heard incredible things about it. Even people that didn't love the first book or the last book by them loved that one. And then of course The Dead Romantics by Ashley Paulson. Everybody tells me I'm gonna love this. I believe it. It's like got that vibe. What's that movie that I like with Mark Ruffalo and Reese Witherspoon? It's slipping my mind now. But it's that one where she is a ghost and they fall in love. That is the vibes of this one, but so many people love it, and I want to read this one before I get to her new release. But I just love the idea of what Ashley Paulson is doing with her contemporary romances, adding a little bit of paranormal to them, and I'm excited to see where she goes from here and to experience her books finally, because everybody tells me I'm gonna love this and I trust you all. Another romance I've been saving, X's and O's by Amy Lee. I think this came out around Valentine's Day and I meant to read it then and I didn't, so I said I'd save it. And I don't even know what this is about at this point. Is this the one where she is, yes, this is the one where she's really into romance books and she wants to have her own second chance romance, and she starts to visit all of her exes and try to have relationships with them again, I think, but she ends up falling for her roommate. So I think that could be really cute. And this is just one of those books that, even if it's not the greatest book ever, I'm going to enjoy the experience of reading it on the beach, because this is just what I want. I feel like I'm just repeating myself over and over again, but it's just true. I saved all these. I just want to read rom-coms on the beach. And this one is Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. This is like the follow-up to When in Rome. And I read that, I think in April, when I was feeling really slumpy and I needed something fun, and I devoured it in a day. So I've been excited for this. I'm excited to be back in this small town romance. I really liked, is it Annie? Yeah, Annie is a character in the first book, so I'm excited to see her get her own love story. So I think this is gonna be a cute one. It's not summer if I don't read an Alexis Hall. So my friend bought me this for my birthday and I saved it, and this is Paris Dalencourt is About to Crumble. This is, again, a companion novel to Rosemary Palmer Takes the Cake, which I really, really liked. And these romances all take place on the set of a baking competition that is pretty much the Great British Bake Off, and I adore it. There's high drama but really sweet love stories, and I think that one of these characters is obsessed with his cat. So that's all I need, and this cover is super adorable, and I already love Alexis Hall. Next is the first book in a series that I've been dying to read. The covers for these are so adorable, and every year people get so hyped when the next book comes out, so I want to get on the hype train. And this is A Marvelous Light by Freya Marsky. Look how cute this is. And I think this is just a fantasy romance with maybe some historical, so it might be good for the romance readathon. So funny, I see these books everywhere. I have no idea what they're about, but I just know that I'm gonna like them. So there's that one. And just like that, the top shelf is full. And then I have Crier's War, which is one that's been recommended to me so many times. And I think this is fantasy. It's one mortal, one maid, one loved, one betrayed. Impossible love between two girls, one human, one maid, a love that could birth a revolution. So that just sounds fantastic to me, and I'm excited to finally give that one a shot. Here's one that Angela from the Literature Science Alliance recommended, and this just screams summer to me, maybe because it has Suns in the title, but this is New Suns Volume 2, and this is speculative fiction by people of color, so there are a lot of really great authors who contributed to this collection. I like the idea of reading a collection in the summertime. And Darcy Littlebladder is an author, obviously I recognize Nevo, one of my favorite authors of all time, so that was one of the main reasons that I decided to give this one a shot, and if I love this, maybe I will purchase the first volume as well. I recently posted a vlog where I read 1-star reviews, and then those 1-star reviews chose the book I was going to read, and this was one of the books. I didn't choose it, but I loved the 1-star reviews, and I really do think I'm going to love this. This is Shady Hollow by Juno Black. This is just like a fantasy, cozy mystery where the main characters are animals in the forest, and I think it's going to be really sweet, and it's a series, and it's on the shorter side, so one that's definitely calling to me. Of course, I needed a Kennedy Ryan. This is Long Shot. Now, as you can see, a lot of these are on the lighthearted side. This one is not going to be that way. I know that there are huge content warnings for domestic abuse in here. It's going to be a difficult read, but I think I can handle it in between all of this lightness that I have going on, and I just trust Kennedy Ryan. I do want to get more into her backlist. And then I had to bring like the book of the year, Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I think I read Babel last summer, so just gonna keep that going. I found my copy of Poppy War here. Can't believe that I left it here, so I'm gonna bring that home with me and just continue the tradition where apparently I read R.F. Kuang books here. So this one is her first contemporary. I'm sure you've seen it everywhere and everybody seems to be loving it. I love the themes that it's tackling, so hopefully I can get to that one. And my parents are always like, you can just leave these here, get them next year. No, I can't leave these behind. And actually I have left some behind here that I always question why I did that, and I'm looking for them at home. Like I have Crowns of Feathers, is that what it's called? That I've been dying to read and I keep wondering where that is. I had Fireborn here and stuff, so like I need to just be better about bringing them home because I miss them when I'm apart from them. And I only have 3 more. So the first one is another Alexis Hall. It's an Alexis Hall summer. That's just the way it works for me. This is Mortal Follies and this is fantasy romance, which is so different from everything else I have ever read from him. I have heard mixed reviews, but I'm going into it with an open mind. This cover is gorgeous and I love this author, so we'll see. This one I think is gonna be my next read because this just screams summer to me, and I'm seriously lacking in horror for what I brought, but I don't own a lot of horror. A lot of the horror that I end up reading I listen to an audiobook. So this is This Delicious Death by Kayla Cunningham, and it's a girly girl world. This is the one I've talked about a few times where these girls are kind of like zombies or vampires, and there was this plague where people became zombies and they had to eat humans to survive, but scientists have come up with synthetic meat that allowed these people to survive and live among everybody else, but something goes wrong and one of the friends at this music festival starts eating people. So I think it's just gonna be a campy, good horror-y time, and I just love like these teen slasher kind of things with paranormal elements, so that's probably gonna be my next read. And last but certainly not least is one that looks like it's gonna be perfect for the romance readathon, and this is The Mysterious Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton. This is another historical romance with fantasy elements, and I think there's 3 books in this series now. A prim and proper lady thief must save her aunt from a crazed pirate and his dangerously charming henchman in this fantastical historical romance. That sounds perfect. So really, if you look, I've only filled up the top shelf and just over half of this one, so I have room to grow. There is a bookstore not far from here, so I typically buy a few books, but my book buying really dwindles during this time, and I do focus on the books that I bring with me. So I thought that there were more. So this is not too bad. I'm not that embarrassed by these. I know it's a lot, but I think it's manageable. I think I will actually make a pretty good dent in these. So let me know what you think about any of these books. Let me know what your favorite vacation is. Like, where's your happy place? Like, this is my happy place. I just always feel more relaxed here. I get my best reading done here. There's something about the beach. Like, this place is where we always went when I was a kid as well, so it's just nostalgic for me. So I'm just looking forward to having a good relaxing time. But the videos will still be coming. I'm excited to film videos here. I'm hoping to do a few vlogs here. I always feel more inspired to vlog here and everything, so look forward to those. My next video will be my TBR, so you might see some of these again, obviously, but I have a lot more audiobooks and ebooks that I want to read in August as well. So I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.